On the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there is having themselves a great day. Obviously, the election didn't look real good. Got some news kind of talking around some of the irregularities that, for me, no big surprise. I was expecting this. Told my girlfriend yesterday I'd be surprised if the Republicans won at all. And then the other side of it was I figured they'd split. One vote would go to each side, right? One Democrat, one Republican. We'll see how it plays out. They're talking 2 to 3 days before we get results. Again, we'll get into that here in a moment. But I think what's most important is that people are seeing this. Now, like you, I'm scared. We're right up against the precipice right now. I can't believe how far into this we have to go for other people to wake up. So again, I'm baffled. The Trump rallies that are happening today, the Stop the Steal rallies, are going to be key. Do I think everything's going to get resolved today? Man, I don't know. I really don't. I'm prepared for no. I'll be honest. There is this part inside of me that knows something is working, something is happening, and I'm expecting something to occur. When I think about if it's going to happen today, that feeling goes, "Bleh." So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if today is where we get to see what's really going on with Pence, and I think that's going to find out. Got some stories around that too. Let's just start getting right into it. First off, in D.C. last night, just to demonstrate how messed up the situation is in our country, people were trying to protest by burning a Black Lives Matter flag. It's not even a flag that represents much of anything, really. I mean, yes, the Black Lives Matter and all lives matter and all Black Lives Matter, however you want to say it. But this particular flag isn't necessarily emblematic of a nation or anything like that. It's a movement. But the American flag, different story. You can burn that all day long. You can let terrorists burn that in the streets. They don't care. But in D.C., the police came and stopped them from burning a Black Lives Matter flag. Again, China has taken control of this country, and we'll see and hope that the president's plans, the plans that we've seen spelled out, maybe the military option, who knows? I still feel like something's going on, but I just can't tell you how it's going to play out. What I can tell you is this is not looking good. And I think that's part of this. That's the sick part of this, that we have to see how bad it is before we can basically fix it. We have to get enough people on board to understand how messed up this situation is. That's the only way you can justify any sort of military movement. Any sort of going in and mass arresting people. You have to have well more than 50% of the population on board with that move. The only way I can see to do that is to actually have more than 50% of the population watch our country go over the falls and just be like, bye, because that's where we're at right now. We'll see how this plays out. Breaking news, Pence is apparently in total agreement with President Trump. There's stories going out that Pence doesn't think he's got the power to do this in the Constitution, yada, yada, yada. Trump has come out and said that's blatantly fake news. Pence and I are on the same page. We will know for sure today. Also, we're going to hear from Trump today, supposedly. He's supposed to be talking at 11 a.m. right now. It's 10:30 a.m. almost as I'm recording this, partially why I'm trying to record it now to get something out, because like you probably woke up not too happy when you looked at the polls going on in Georgia. So again, while we're talking about Georgia, a lot of crazy stuff happened. Surprise to anybody? Really? Did you think they were going to not cheat? Because they cheated the first time. Why wouldn't they cheat the second time? They almost have to. Now, a lot of attention was being paid for sure this time, and there was no other elections going on in any other state, so they were really able to focus all of that onto this one state. Again, do I have a lot of faith right now? No. Do I believe in my heart that things are moving in the right direction? Yes. I just don't know how that plays out. We've heard a lot of things. Like you, like me, I want to see something. I'm tired of hearing about what's going on. I want to freaking see it. So we'll see if anything happens today. I'm expecting that we're going to get some great speeches from Trump. I'm hoping they don't just rehash the same stupid stuff. I'm hoping they've got some legitimate facts, some legitimate evidence that would stand up in court if a court would ever actually see it. I want something that justifies what most of us have been fighting for. There's like 80 million people that are pro-Trump. The Republicans, they don't give a crap about the 80 million people that are pro-Trump. The Democrats definitely don't give a crap about the 80 million people that voted for Trump. Trump does, and maybe some of these military guys that are hoping to bring our freedom back. But the Republican Party and the Democrat Party have failed we the people. No question about it. There's a great little meme running around. I was trying to find a picture of it because it just got unrolled like 30 minutes ago. Some cartoon showing Pelosi tearing the Constitution. Pretty cool. By some famous dude. Can't remember his name right now. But they had programming errors on the security keys that prompted an emergency ballot use in Georgia's Senate runoff. It was one of the counties. Gabrielle Sterling, voting system implement manager for the Georgia Secretary of State's office, announced early Tuesday morning on Twitter that a programming error on security keys resulted in backup emergency ballots having to be brought into Columbia County for the Georgia Senate runoff. Now, of course, there's that part of my brain that's like, this was the white hats messing with it. But my lack of faith causes me to doubt that immediately. So I don't know. I don't know where we're at. Again, we'll see. I'm not asking anyone to believe anything. At this point, we must see. They must show it to us or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what we do next. We've got a lot of cards stacked against us. They're going to censor any attempts to try to organize. And frankly, they're all talking about the next vote. And I think that's absurd. Next vote? You guys cheated on this vote. I don't think I'll ever... I didn't trust voting already. I thought this was our chance to take back the country. I'm not going to trust voting again after this. I'm not going to trust these crap people in office right now to do the right thing. The Republicans don't even support the 80 million people. It's insane. Mitt Romney, major dude. There's a flight on D.C. that he was on with a bunch of people that are American patriots, and, well, frankly...
Know what we think! Traitor! 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 Mitt Romney, you don't listen to your constituents!
It's never us.
So again, kind of a boring video, but in the whole sense, they had a plane chanting, traitor, traitor, traitor. So again, our people have failed us. Big time. The Republicans have failed you. The Democrats have failed you. Trump hasn't. And we'll see who else is in line with Trump. Seriously. That is why so many of us loved this guy, because he wasn't a politician, he didn't act like a politician, and everybody hated him, which made me realize he's the guy I want in office. Deep State hates his ass. That's who I want. I want the guy who's willing to stand up against the Deep State and stand up for we the people. And I have no doubt in my mind, one of the few things I'm actually confident of is that Trump actually loves we the people. I don't think there's many others that do. I don't know how much it takes to get this. I do believe some of the military leadership that I've heard stories about, I've heard hints and rumors that things are moving. I believe those people truly love we the people and truly love this great land we call America. I know there's a big move to possibly get us off of the deep state version of the United States, and maybe that's what's happening right now. This is a very tumultuous, crazy time. But of course, just before 5:30, Sterling notified the world that some issues were detected in Columbia County and location scanners and poll worker cards. As a result, voting was forced to continue on backup emergency ballots, with newly programmed keys and cards being taken to locations via law enforcement. That just sounds interesting all the way across the board. And the fact that they had to go to this emergency backup plan, again, don't know. I'm reasonably sure white hats are watching very closely. Not 100% sure if that's actually what's going on. Now, another thing that's exciting to know, Georgia locked poll watchers out again. Said Dominion machines broke again. Well, a water leak last time. Gave Dems extra voting time. Illegal. And they still won't have the results for 2 to 3 days. Exceptionally close. I think right now we're looking at 16,000 votes-ish for one of them, and then Loeffler, she's Purdue. Yeah, he's like, I don't know, it's pretty close. At least last I saw, Loeffler looks like she's going to lose. I don't know. She wasn't a very powerful candidate. She's not from Georgia. That wouldn't surprise me. Purdue would, but Loeffler, I mean, you know, she's an attractive lady. Don't get me wrong, but that's it. That's it. She's weak when it comes to speaking. She's not very charismatic. I just don't think she's got a whole lot else going for her, maybe other than her business acumen and the fact that she's gorgeous. Outside of that, what are you bringing to the table? Because you're not contagious. You're not infectious with your excitement, with your energy. Trump, he engages a room. Loeffler doesn't. So I don't know. I'm not trying to. I mean, I want to see good people get in office. I'll be honest. I don't want to just see Republicans per se. I want to see good people. I don't care if we vote in some Democrats as long as they care about the Constitution, which is maybe kind of an oxymoron. I don't know. Might be. I don't know. We're going to see. Again, we're going to see how this plays out. But while results are still coming in and no candidates have secured a clear victory, the state of Georgia has already experienced several of the same or similar troubling developments that led to credible accusations of widespread voter fraud during the November 3rd election. For anybody out there that didn't think they were going to cheat, why? Why? If they cheated the first time because they had to, wouldn't they cheat again the second time for the exact same reason? They have to. If they don't cheat, then they lose. If they cheat and don't get caught, they win. If they cheat and get caught, they lose. The only way they can win is to cheat and hope they don't get caught. Again, we'll see. I'm quite sure Trump and his team is aware of what they've done, and I keep hearing stories about how this is going to be presented to us. But honestly, so far, a lot of the presentation, I mean, it's been facts. Yes, I've seen a lot of facts that I have no doubt in my mind that shenanigans happened in multiple states. No doubt in my mind. But nothing has come from it. The courts won't see it. The politicians don't care. The legislatures aren't taking back their votes. We're about to certify the election today, and that's going to go forward, folks. They are going to vote that through. They are. A couple people might raise their hand. I'm wondering if Pelosi blocks. Again, I'm not sure how that's all going to play out. But I'm telling you, I am prepared for for Pence not doing anything. I'm actually prepared for that. I hope he proves me wrong. But like a lot of people, got a little bit of a doubt going on. A little bit of I'm not too sure if he's going to do the right thing. We'll see. We will see today. Now, there was a talk in Trump's rally 2 nights ago that, was it 2 nights ago or last night? Hell, this is all just bleeding together, man. This is one long thing. But he talked about how the one thing about Republicans that's true is they have great memories. And that is true. I don't know how we ever get another successful vote again unless we do something now. Again, if Biden's allowed to get into office and we have a super majority, and people are like, well, last time that happened, it didn't work well for the Democrats, and that's how we ended up with the Senate going to the Republicans. Yeah, we're never going to get another fair election, folks. Stop thinking that way. It ain't going to happen. We're never going to get another fair election unless we insist on it now. We'll never get one. It's now or never. The storm is now. Everything is now. Now, is it today? I don't know. But before the 20th, because the 20th is in the Constitution, the 20th at noon, president's done. That's in the Constitution. That's for sure. So a lot of things can happen up until then. It is going to be an exceptionally difficult fight for any of us on this side of the fence. Obviously waiting to see what happens with the Senate vote and waiting to see what happens with the certifications. Big reason why I'm trying to get this video out before all of this happens. Because again, preparing you for the worst. It is always important. Be prepared for the worst. Hope for the best. But be prepared for the worst. There's a reason why we brought all sorts of people out to D.C., and there are gobs of people out there. I can't imagine that's for nothing. I think, one, it's supposed to demonstrate how many people actually support what's going on right now, so the Republicans that are in office can see what they need to do. If you have 80 million people that support a movement and you're a Republican and those 80 million Republicans look at you and say, why aren't you doing anything? They won't forget. They won't forgive. You are done. This is making me want to get into politics, and I hate politics. Freaking hate it. So, again, my girlfriend's like, no, there's no way in hell. And I'm like, I don't want to. So I'm telling you, it would take a great deal of nudging and prodding to ever get me to want to do something crazy like that. But that being said, Finchman reveals plans for Arizona to take back legislative power to assign electoral college votes without a special session. A majority of the Arizona House and Senate could draft a memo to the vice president expressing their will to take their electors back. That would be interesting. Do I have hope? I don't know. Again, we're seeing things play out. I think it's super important to see the craziness that has befallen us. You know, it's funny. I had a dream last night, and this just cracks me up. I had a dream, because heights freak me out. I don't like them, right? Like, I just get nervous, right? Like a lot of people, I think, that are scared of heights. I had a dream that I was actually on heights doing something, and it was like I got that same freaky feeling in the dream. It's not even real, but it seemed so real it freaked me out. It's kind of where I feel like we're at right now. This huge amount of nervousness in my stomach about what's going on, while at the same time, this voice in the back of my head that says, it's okay, son. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Just stick through it. Stay through this. And it's like, okay, because that's, I think, what's going on. Our eyes are telling us one thing. Our spirit, our hearts, God, whatever, is telling us something different. And again, the beautiful part about this is we will see for sure. I'm okay if I'm wrong. I'm not expecting to necessarily be right. But this is all the information that I've been able to pull together over years. Like, we're talking over 30 years. This has been talked about. 30 years, not this specific incident, but the idea of taking power away from the deep state. And it always seemed kind of like a crazy idea. But here we are in front of it. So, again, we'll see it play out. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Mitt Romney getting slammed on the plane is all sorts of just cool stuff. And finally, one little last piece of information that got dropped in the news, just kind of shoved off to the side, swept under a rug. A.G. Barr apparently, personally, A.G. Barr personally questioned Jeffrey Epstein's last cellmate after the financier's suicide. He supposedly had talked to that cellmate that somehow mysteriously died from COVID once he got out of jail. That little piece of information tells me a lot. The fact that there's potential legitimate drone footage, I don't know for sure, no one's really been able to back this up, but it was leaked for a reason, but potential drone footage of Epstein being alive. If that's true, the amount of dirt they have on 85-90% of the politicians, CEOs, actors that exist out in the world is probably staggering. So it leads some credence, or to give some credit to the idea that people will get rounded up. But again, how deep does the deep state go? How strong is the deep state? Do we, the people, actually have any power whatsoever to stop this? The deep state will say no. I think and feel in my heart, when I listen to God and talk to God, it feels like good will win. Feels like good has already won. And we're just experiencing it playing itself out. And it has been a very bumpy, frightening ride. Let's see how things play out. I want people to be prepared for any eventuality. I want people to have supplies at home because things could get a little freaky. And I want people to realize that we're not looking to cause problem. We're looking to hold the line. We're looking to defend our homes and neighborhoods. And we will get there. This is not a place for radical. This is not a place for doing what the left does. We don't meet them with the same force, but we do hold our ground. Well, we meet them with the same force, don't get me wrong. But we're not out there vandalizing. We're not out there causing damage. That's not how we roll. That's not how patriots that love this country roll. You don't destroy the thing you love. You destroy your enemies. You destroy the things you don't love. You destroy the things that are black and evil and wicked. But you don't destroy your own neighborhoods. You don't destroy your own cities. You don't destroy your own country. And that's what the deep state / progressive left believes they're supposed to do, is to destroy this country. We're not going to stand for that. No matter what happens up until the 20th, we're not going to stand for that. We're patriots. We're united, and we're very strong around our uniting together. We make quite a force. Stay strong, folks. This isn't over yet. It may feel that way, and it may look that way. It's not over yet. Stay tight, stay tuned. Maybe after today, even quiet it down a little bit. Let things play out a little, but don't give up hope. Hold on to your hope. Keep your prayers on Trump and on the rest of the patriots and on doing the right thing, and keep your prayers on people waking up and seeing this. We need more and more and more people to continue to wake up. It's exceptionally important. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle.